Well, two universities are producing one-act plays to share the stories of 3 South Jersey women who survived the Holocaust.
Eyewitness News South Jersey reporter Brandon Goldner introduces us to one of those women and shares her urgent message to the community.
In her 96 years, Elizabeth Roth never imagined seeing a part of her life
Elizabeth Ehrlich Roth remembers her mother singing to her as a child
portrayed on stage.
The people didn't want to hear about it. Even my fellow Jewish people where I lived in Philadelphia, neighbors, they wasn't interested in it.
Uninterested in how she and her husband survived the Holocaust.
It's impossible to imagine something like that, what happened in Auschwitz.
Born in 1926 in what was known then as Czechoslovakia, Roth's family began hearing the whispers of war as Nazi Germany invaded Poland in 1939.
And we heard that in Poland what they do to the Jewish people, but we thought it will never come here.
But they did, invading in 1944. Just a few months after turning 18, Roth and her family were sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest and most notorious of the Nazis' concentration camps.
We went to hell of earth. Many times we thought there's no God, that to do something like that to all these people, killings and all that.
Roth, her sister, and her cousin ultimately survived 3 different concentration camps and a death march. But her mother, father, and 3 brothers all died. She often doesn't like talking about those traumatic events. Her husband, a fellow Holocaust survivor, often shared his story with anyone who would listen when they came to Philadelphia after 1949.
And as a matter of fact, I used to tell him, stop already, because can't you see they're not so interested in it?
But people eventually became interested, like Rowan University theater professor Anthony Hostetter.
I need to try to preserve more survivor stories in this way.
I never saw my father or my brother again.
It's why he partnered with the Chauffeur Holocaust Resource Center at Stockton University to produce a series of one-act plays based on the memoirs of South Jersey women who survived the Holocaust, like Roth. Now, more than 70 years after arriving in America, a room filled with 120 people are all interested in hearing Elizabeth Roth's story.
And I hope they go and learn from that. It shouldn't happen again to nobody. Not only to the Jewish people, to no people.
In Atlantic City, Brandon Goldner, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.